Growing up, I've always had some thoughts and dreams of finding my person for as long as I can remember. I've prayed over you and over you for you, even before I met you. I never knew when God was going to bring my soulmate to my life. But I prayed that in His right time our paths would cross. I can remember so clearly all those years ago, and as I got to know you more, I couldn't help but think to myself that you were the type of person that I was looking for, but never imagining having it. Little did I know, after admiring the man at Wawa for some time, I'd be lucky enough to call him mine.
Welcome, everyone. We are gathered here today in the sight of God and these witnesses to join Tyler Everett and Kaitlyn Picorni in holy matrimony. On behalf of the bride and groom, they would like to thank you for being here for this special day in their lives. Today, as I share this message, may the love of all our married couples be renewed, and may those seeking marriage find inspiration from God's love and the ceremony. Genesis 2:21-24 says, "So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. And the man said, 'This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man.'" For Adam and for you, Tyler, life is better now, because God created the woman, the companion, and suitable helper. The woman came from Adam's flesh, making two people, male and female. But in marriage, the two are united, becoming one flesh again. So now we go from being separated to now coming together. And marriage is God's way of securing a lifelong friendship of dependable love and support. Marriage brings two unique people together to complement and satisfy one another. But the secret bond that holds them together is God. You're vowing to honor what God has brought together by living in unity as one flesh till death do you part. You're vowing to accomplish this by loving one another in all circumstances. And you're vowing to guard this one flesh by forsaking all decisions or persons that would threaten to separate this union. And as you wear, as you feel, as you see your ring, may it remind you of your vow to choose love every time.
Kaitlyn, I give you this ring
Tyler, I give you this ring
as a sign of my vow, with all that I am
as a sign of my vow, with all that I am
and all that I have.
and all that I have.
I commit myself
I commit myself
to you
and
to you alone.
to you alone.
Tyler and Kaitlyn, we have witnessed your exchange of vows and rings for marriage before God and all who are gathered here. Therefore, by the authority invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. And Tyler, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce for the first time in public, Mr. and Mrs. Tyler and Kaitlyn Everett.
First and foremost, can we give a round of applause to my best friend, Tyler Everett, the man, the girl of his dreams? I look back over the couple days that we had with the other groomsmen, that there's one, there's two. We got to spend a couple days together, and we've all been part of Tyler's life in these different chapters throughout his life. And, you know, whether it's childhood, high school, military service, he made friends every step of the way. And as I look at you two, you guys are getting ready to head into your own chapter, your next chapter of life. There are going to be many different chapters. And what I can tell you, Kaitlyn, is that you have one of the most loyal men I've ever met in my life. Not a lot of people, maybe a select few, understand the friendship that me and Tyler have had throughout our life. The happiness and many trials and tribulations. that we've experienced. He can be a little rough around the edges, but he always has your back. And an old quote that comes to me in that time is that love's not always a feeling, but it is a commitment. And so Kaitlyn, take care of my boy. Tyler, you take care of your girl.
I'm honored to be standing beside my amazing sister Kaitlyn today as her maid of honor. Now, while today is supposed to be a happy event and supposed to be the happiest day of her life from here on out, I am saddened to announce that marks the end of her previous happiest day of her life, which was March 1st, 2004, when I was born. Now, in the past, I've had the honor of being her unpaid therapist, her fashion consultant, and her personal comedian. But today, I have the best honor of standing beside her at her wedding. Getting to grow up with Kaitlyn meant getting to know and love every single side of her, and we got to share so many special memories together growing up. And before you know it, about 4 years ago, someone waltzes in, and I slept on my big sister's floor for the last time, because she did the biggest crime of all, which was replace me. So, Tyler, thanks to you, I've had to give up one of my favorite traditions. However, I can let it slide because since you walked into the picture 5 years ago, I've never seen my big sister laugh so much, smile so much, or love someone so much who I know loves her and cherishes her almost as much as I do. I've always wanted a fairy tale love story for Kaitlyn, and for those of you who know their fairy tale love story, you may know that they met in really the most romantic way possible. Wawa gas station. We would get to pick out our favorite treat. For me, it was a blue raspberry icy, and for Kaitlyn, her favorite treat was seeing the cute cashier behind the register. Now, one thing about me is I've actually always wanted a brother, and Tyler, for better or worse, that's you. He's fulfilled that criteria through always picking on me, making fun of me, and annoying me to no end, but also being one of the biggest supporters I've gotten added into my life, making everyone around you laugh and just feel so comfortable and happy. I've seen the two of them grow together so much from those fateful days at Wawa all the way through their time apart in separate countries, and I've seen them both nurture their connection so much all the way from between here and Japan. They inspired me so much with their love, and you guys showed me that twin flames burn brightly no matter how far the distance. So it's with good confidence that I can happily give Tyler the blessing to enjoy the company, conversations, smiles, and kindness, and overall amazingness of my sister Kaitlyn. I wish you both nothing but happiness and love in this marriage and what God's brought together. May you both continue to honor and cherish each other, love and laugh with each other, and respect each other. May you build a life of your own memories, your own fairy tales, and your own traditions. And Tyler, I hope you enjoy growing old with her as much as I enjoyed growing up with her.